Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear us okay. Let us know if you can. Hi,
Hello.
Teresa. Hi, Judy. Hi, Donna. Hi, Laura. A little out of this picture here. Okay, that's better.
Out of it anyway.
What's that? Yeah, right. Give me anything. So, can everybody hear us okay? Just say yes if you can. If you can't, say no. Of course, if you can't hear us, you won't know I've asked that question.
Yeah, they said yeah.
Hi, Glenna. Donna says yes. Okay, good. If Donna says yes, then there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem. Okay. Well, let's give everybody a few seconds to get in here and we can start. So, yes, Judy says it's a beautiful white snowy day. Feels like Christmas. Yes, it's snowy here too as well.
Not terribly snowy.
No,
I did. There was enough there for me to shovel the driveway though.
Suzanne says hi to both of you. Could hear and see you guys. That's good, Suzanne. And hearing me us fine. Okay, that's good. All right, so we'll just wait another couple of seconds here, and then we'll get into talking about whatever we're talking about today. Walter was out, as he's already said, doing a little shoveling.
Yeah, it wasn't enough to pull out the snowblower, but it was enough to shovel it
Yeah, well.
a little bit too in spots. So.
Yeah, well, who knows? I don't know what the temperature's supposed to be tomorrow. Teresa says, great snowman making snow here.
Supposedly -1 here right now, so.
What's the forecast for tomorrow? I was just taking a look here on my watch and see. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be partially sunny and 2.
Okay, well, there won't be any snow
and
tomorrow.
then Tuesday 3, but snow on Tuesday, then Wednesday 4, then Thursday rain and 6, then back to 2 and 1, and then next Sunday snow at 1, and Monday snow with 3. Weird. Well,
that's Vancouver.
Well, it's different in Vancouver. It's just wet there. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Marilyn.
There, I'm looking at Vancouver weather. I thought,
Yeah,
Jesus,
okay. We don't
awfully
live in
warm there.
Vancouver. I hate to tell you.
Oh, mine says it's like minus. Okay, yeah, it's in the pluses during the day, Thursday 6, and minus at night. It's minus at night though.
Yeah, well, it's sloppy season. Anyways, as far as I'm concerned, it can hold off snowing for a long time.
Of course, the people in the States are all probably going -1.
Oh, Johan is here. Hi, Johan. You're beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Yeah, except where you are, Johan. It's looking a lot like beach weather, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything in Australia is probably cold right now.
No. Do you ever get cold in Australia?
Actually, it was funny. We went on a wine tour once, right?
Yeah.
And the guy at the counter at the wine tour says, well, what do you do when it snows?
This was in Australia.
In Australia. And I said, well, shovel the driveway. And then he goes, but you can't drive in that, can you? And I said, sure you can.
Well,
I said,
it's not pleasant, but yeah. Don't you know? Hey, we're going across that big there tundra and those big things there, don't you know, eh?
Yeah, go ahead and make me. No snow there. That's for sure.
No. Just wish we were there. Yeah. Hi, Jeannie. So let's get started. The important people are all here. The other important people will join us later then, I guess. Okay, so what's the latest? Well, we put Mom in the hole. Yeah.
A few tears and
Well, yeah, with my sister. My sister started to tear up. When my sister starts to tear up, it starts to make me tear up a little bit too. But she's there next to Dad, so we got that all done and everything. And boy, was it cold up that day. That was Monday. And this cemetery is on top of, the natives in this little town call it the mountain. It's not a mountain. It's just a hill. And it was windy up there. And of course, there was a light dusting of snow, but it was bitter. We're not used to that yet.
No,
I mean, it was like, okay, not like out in the middle of the prairies where it's
not only
40,
that, but what happens in these climates is that we've had a whole nice summer. It's been warm and everything, but when winter hits, it's like we have to get acclimatized to it.
Yeah,
again.
It takes us a while.
Like it could be it could be somewhat still low and close to the freezing temperature, but for some reason it feels really, really cold.
Yeah.
And then after in the wintertime, and if it gets really cold here in the wintertime, and you have a few days of that, you get acclimatized. So that then when it's 1 degree, everybody's walking around in shorts.
Yeah. So, of course, that's here in Southern Ontario. Our climate in Southern Ontario is a little different from other parts of Canada. We're kind of the balmy part of Canada.
Or the Florida.
We're the Florida of Canada because we're the closest south with it. But, you know, you don't have to go very many miles north of us to hit the snow belt. And we could have green grass here and go 20 miles north of us and they could have like a foot of snow. So, because we live right on the lake as well, and there's something called lake effect as well. So, hi, Anita. Oh, she's on Keith's computer. Okay. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Laura. Anybody I miss? No. But anyways, yeah, it's always pretty the first snowfall. You know, you see it.
Yeah, I know. Then after a while, if it hangs around, we haven't had a snowfall for a bit, then it all goes black and dirty and crappy.
Yeah.
And
I actually took a picture of it. I don't know if I can find it and put it up here. That's not it.
That's a nice
That's a nice one, though. Here you go. This is looking out our backyard.
No.
We live on a lake, and this is no, this is not where this is not ours. That's a screen thing, you know, that comes on screensaver. Let me get back to us here. But I did take a picture this morning, and I may not have it on this computer. No, I put it on the iPad for tomorrow, so well, we won't worry about that right now. But anyways, yeah, it's snow. We are buffering, people.
No data. The stream will end shortly.
They froze. Yeah, we did.
We should be back, right?
Are we? Well, no, it's still doing something. It figures. We haven't had this problem in a long time. Okay, I think we're back.
What are you?
Yeah, we're back. We're back.
Okay, we're back. Which connection are you on?
I don't know. My usual connection. This one's hardwired into the system.
Okay,
it isn't the system. It's the internet today.
Yeah, okay,
It's problems. Jeez. Okay, so people, we have been having a little problem I've noticed today with the internet. You know, it snowed. So who knows? So hopefully we won't do this again. But if it does, just hang in there with us and we'll try to get us back. Okay, yep. Yeah, we should be back. I'm monitoring it on another thing, just the way you guys would be seeing it. So, yeah, it's working. But anyways, okay. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. We haven't had that happen in a long time.
No.
But who knows? So anyways, yeah, like we were saying, we put the urn in the hole, and Anne, the lady who's sort of, like, this is a private cemetery, and it's run by a board of volunteers, and she's the chairperson of the board, I guess. Very nice lady, apparently related to me in some form or other, by way of my great-grandparents, I think. She went to school with my mom and dad, so she's no spring chicken when we saw her up there, but, you know, active. Seemed to be, you know, and everything like that. No flies on that lady. And very nice. And I said to, my sister came along with two kids, my nephew and my niece, and they're both like young adults. They're in their mid-20s. Still living at home, but that's a story for another day. But that seems to be the trend anyways these days. And so they were all out there. So I said to the kids, I said, take a look out in the cemetery. Half of the people here in this cemetery are related to you in one way or the other. In this little town, you know, it's we're freezing again. No, it started to. I just saw it sort of jerk around.
Yeah, well, that's right. Cyber Monday tomorrow. Maybe lots of people.
Oh, maybe. Didn't think about that. That could be a possibility. Anyways, so yeah, I told them half the people in the cemetery you're related to. And it was kind of interesting because this family plot of ours was bought by my great-grandfather. But I realized that when we were staying there was about 6 generations of my family in relationship all there. Like my great-grandfather, my grandparents, my parents, and of course then we have, and I'm standing there, and then there's my nephew and niece as well, although they're not Blands, they're Oldsworths, but they're still related. And
still in the connection, right?
What?
No. Like I meant your
Oh,
niece
I
and
thought you were
nephew.
talking about this.
No.
You jump in the middle of a sentence. It's supposed to read your brain, and can't.
Still part of the ancestry system.
Yeah, still says the ancestry. And off to one side, there's a tombstone for my great grandmother's parents there as well. So, yeah, it was kind of a real genealogical kind of thing. Of course, the kids' eyes.
It was a family reunion.
Yeah, really. We could have had a best for it because I was just wearing
I was wearing a winter coat and I was cold.
I wasn't. Anne she was bundled right up. She had a parka on with the fur around the hood and peeking out through it.
I was wearing my bomber jacket winter coat. It's supposedly a winter coat and I was cold.
Yeah, well, like you said, we're not used to the cold yet. It takes a while. We're buffering.
Well, part of the problem is it was also windy.
Yeah, it was. And it, like I said, they call it the mountain, but it's not a mountain. It's just a big hill. That's all it is. But anyways, of course, my brother-in-law and my sister, they were ahead of us in their car. We kind of connected behind them. We didn't like go to their place and decide to have a convoy, but all roads lead to this little town. And they were ahead of us, and I wondered if they would remember where the cemetery was, because there's actually two cemeteries. One's the Anglican cemetery, and that's not the one that my parents are part of. So my brother-in-law, he got confused, and he pulled into the Anglican cemetery, and we're trying to sort of... Walter beeped his horn and everything. I don't know. I don't think they realized we were behind them.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. So I was about to text my sister when we got there, but they figured it out, and we saw them coming up to it.
Yeah, because the other cemetery was a lot smaller than
it's the Anglican one. I always thought that was a Catholic cemetery, but it's not. It's an Anglican one. So, whatever. Teresa says, in the summer, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. In winter, it's not the cold, it's the wind chill. Yeah, we're Canadians. Yeah, we get it all. We're not happy with any of it.
Yeah, Canadians being happy with the weather. In the wintertime, we're always complaining about either how much snow or how cold it is. And in the summertime, we're complaining about how hot it is.
Yeah.
And how humid it is.
So anyways, now everything that needs to be done and wait for probate court to do its thing, and that's going to be weeks upon weeks with all of that. So not getting in my inheritance anytime soon with that. Johan says, anyone made Christmas cookies yet? I don't make Christmas cookies. In fact, actually, I had some delivered to me yesterday. One of the ladies that's in my art journaling group, her husband was baking gingerbread cookies and other stuff, and she had posted a picture on Facebook. And so I wrote, just joking, I says, looks good. I'll take a dozen. Do you deliver? She showed up yesterday on the doorstep with this nice little box with some gingerbread cookies and some shortbread cookies and a couple of scones. And they were good. Well, we still got some left, but this gingerbread was really good. Shortbread was nice, really good too. I thought that was really nice of her. I mean, I wasn't expecting that at all. Maybe she's holding out for a quilt.
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, be nice.
I know. Well, at least she gives you stuff.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah. Jeannie says she made cookies last week and froze them. Yeah. My mother used to do a ton of Christmas baking. She used to start it in about October, and she'd freeze everything. And we were all told, like, with an inch of our life, we were not to go into that freezer and raid any of those. So we did. And, yeah, it's amazing how you can bite through a frozen cookie when you have to eat it fast. So your mother doesn't find out.
That sort of reminded me of my grandmother used to make pickles all the time, right? And my mother was like a real pickle freak. So she would make the pickles and store them in what they called a cellar in Holland, but it's like a closet that's slightly underground.
And then she goes and says, who's been in the cookies? Not us. It was Dad. But Johan says, I make Dutch spice cookies every year. What's in a Dutch spiced cookie?
It's like a speculoos, right? That's a
Dutch speculoos. Oh, what? One of those?
Yeah.
Oh, one of those ginger things you like that you buy at the Dutch store?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I've never actually tried to make them.
Oh, maybe should.
Yeah, actually, I think I have a recipe for it.
I think you should be making some cheese cookies. Do you make cheese cookies, Johan?
maybe not. I don't know.
Well, how would you know?
I don't
just
know.
asked the question.
I don't know if that's a Dutch thing or not.
What, the cheese cookies?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, your mother was Dutch.
Yeah, I know.
She made them.
Yeah, I know.
So they're Dutch cookie. Seems logical to me.
I have never. My grandmother used to make oliebollen.
What's oliebollen?
But I never. My mother never liked making them, so
Hi, Billy.
It wasn't really much of a tradition at my house, and I've never really. The only times I've ever had them was when I went to my grandparents.
Well, what's oliebollen?
It's sort of like Timbits. But what it is it's a donut that they with raisins and stuff in it, and you deep fry them.
Ooh, sounds like a fritter.
And then you shape them into a ball.
Oh.
And you deep fry them and then sprinkle icing sugar on them.
Sound delicious. Make some of those. You should make some of those. Yeah. Whatever. Oil balls, literally, Teresa says. Yeah.
Oily ball. That's what it says. Oily is oil.
Oh, okay. Oily balls.
Oily balls.
Hey, there's a joke in there somewhere. Anyways, moving on. So, yeah, that's the latest on my mother's estate. So, well, we did get a check in the mail, though, addressed to the estate, but it was for what she had left in her trust fund from the nursing home. Still waiting for the check for the money they owe, like proactive. Okay, it was buffering around. I don't know, but we're still going. We're not frozen.
One of the connections is really slow, and the other one we have is really fast.
Oh, well, I can't do anything to switch over because I'm not sure which one we're on.
The number one is 70. It's going at
I'm
70
on one.
gallon. Yeah.
Is that the fast one?
Slow one.
What? That's the slow one.
Yeah.
B1. Well. Anyways, we'll just have to.
I don't know what happens with our system sometimes. So
yeah, I know.
I was just doing when I was looking. I was doing tests on my phone. That I wasn't trying to be antisocial. So
what? Anything different from usual? Oh. Like really? Whatever. Okay.
I'm social all the time. You're just
yeah, right.
You're always sleeping. That's one.
I sleep when you should be sleeping. You
what,
don't go
in
to
front
bed
of the TV set at night?
I've had a busy day. I'm up at 5. I did everything done before you even.
He goes, I want to watch this show.
Well, it was boring. Your job is supposed to keep me entertained, and you don't do a very good job of it. So, really. So, what have you been working on, Wally?
Well, I've been redoing my wreaths, but I haven't been doing that. And
he has these 2 big Christmas. Walter put up the Christmas lights outside last weekend, and he has these 2 big wreaths that hang on the front of the garage, and that all light up, and he's refurbishing them.
Yeah, I had a choice. I looked around for new wreaths, but boy, they've really gone up in price.
Everything's gone up in
price. And the ones that I saw, I didn't really like for a wreath that I didn't like. So I decided to take the ones we have and refurbish them. And like the lights didn't work on it anymore, so I put new lights on them, and I put some new I'm putting some new decorations on them because I think the ones that I'm making look better than the ones that are in the store.
If you do say so yourself. Oh yeah, we got to spray your balls.
Yeah, I know.
Because your glitter keeps falling off your balls. Oh God, have another drink. Okay.
Yeah, my balls are shedding.
Well, you might have a problem. Anyways, yeah, we gotta spray some fixative on those. That'll keep your glitter on your balls. So, just tip to everybody else. Best way to keep the glitter on your balls: spray them with a fixative or hairspray. Anyways, so yeah, well, you bought a new toy.
Yeah, I had an impulse Black Friday purchase. Everybody knows that your iron blew up, right?
Okay, remember, let's just back up a second. Remember the discussion we had about irons and about my Rowenta, my tank iron, blowing up my $300 and some odd iron in the whole bed, and we had a whole discussion. In fact, we did a thing on Chatty about irons and how poorly they're made. And I did some research about Rowenta irons, and apparently they used to be really good many years ago, but the newer ones that they've been producing in the last few years, the sealant in it goes after about a year, just after the warranty runs out, and they leak all over the place. So yeah, that's what we figure has happened to mine. And Rowenta won't look at you. They won't help you. They have horrible customer service, the whole bit. Less, and we're buffering.
Yeah.
And buffering and buffering. Okay, we're back. We stopped buffering. We froze up there for a minute, people. Sorry. Anyways, so I went and I bought from Amazon a $20 iron, Black & Decker one steam iron, and I was resigning myself to the fact that, yep, disposable irons. When they go, you buy another cheap one, and that kind of thing. But I don't really like using it because once you've had one of those tank ones and the steam in them is really great and the whole bit, you're not having to fill it up every 5 minutes, you kind of want. So Walter says, well, there was a Black Friday sale. Yeah. Well, I bought something. So when he says things like that, well, I bought something. I said, oh.
I said it was something big, remember?
Yeah, you said it was something big. And I sort of suspect it because a friend of ours, the guy who teaches Walter the classes that Walter takes with this guy in line, he just bought himself a Reliable. It's called Reliable. It's the company. Seems ironic. Reliable, what do they call them? They're an industrial.
They're industrial. They're meant for steam cleaners to use. They're an industrial steam iron. So he bought one model of that and used it last week, and he seemed to like it. And there was another model that was one above the one he got that I was looking at, and it was all out of stock everywhere. You can't get it anywhere, right? And then the site also has a refurbished section where they sell a refurbished product. So on Thursday night, I went onto the site, and lo and behold, they happened to have a refurbished one of the model that I wanted, and for a really good price. So I bought it, and that's what he's been using now. It's a refurbished, was 4,000 IS reliable iron, and it's and then it's kind of, you have to get used to it because it's kind of an industrial style iron.
I can actually show you a picture of what it looks like because I took a picture, so I'm going to flip to that here. It certainly is not a pretty looking iron. I'll tell you that. It's definitely industrial. Shoot, that was the wrong file. Where's my picture? And switch it over. And so this is what the sucker looks like. And as you can see, like I said, it is not a pretty iron at all. But it takes it a while to bring it up to steam. You have to push. But once it gets there, the steam
the
is
iron
incredible.
Still gets hot, so you can still use the iron dry. But to get the steam, you have to wait for the boiler to do it. And the steam, it's pressurized steam. It's not, most irons, what it works, most steam irons drip the water onto the sole plate. And that's what creates the steam, but that comes out. So
it really works really well. I'm a little leery because, well, this one is refurbished, but they stand behind the guarantee on it and the whole bit. You can replace parts on it. There's two models of this. Well, there's other models too, but the one that this friend of ours bought, he bought the less expensive one, and because he couldn't get this one, and you can't
replace easily replace the iron part. The iron on this one is you can replace the iron. You can take the iron off and replace it if you need to, and it's separate. And the company is located in Toronto that sells them, and they also have a service depot at the company. So if something goes wrong with that, at least I know where to take it. Supposedly their customer service is pretty good. So we'll see how long this lasts, or if we have any problems with it.
It holds 2 liters of water in it. So, yeah.
8 cups, 2 liters. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, didn't I just say 8 liters?
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know what liters are.
And it's fine. 8 cups, roughly. 8 cups are not 2 liters.
Yes, they are.
Not exactly.
250 milliliters in a cup, right? Times
fine.
4, times 8.
All right, I stand corrected. But anyways, it's a monster iron, and the thing I like about it, I said this to Walter Day. I was using it this afternoon on something I was doing, and after I used it on the fabric actually felt crisp when I'd ironed it. You know, like sort of the way batiks feel and that kind of thing, which I quite like. And you said what? You read that?
I read something about the way the pressurized steam works. It does something to the fibers, but I don't know how. Full site, so I don't know how reliable that is.
Well, you said though they supposedly have good customer relationship.
Yeah. Well, Brendan, or the guy that does their classes that bought the other model, he actually phoned up the company and talked to the people
keep
there.
Freezing. What? Yeah. So go on.
Yeah, he actually talked to the owners there and about them.
So anyways, it looks like we're into this again. Billy says she has a gravity feed one. My husband's gotten parts for it and uses a gallon bottle with a filter on it.
Yeah, actually, I looked at those ones too. They're cheaper. That's where you just have a bottle you hang up high, and it feeds down. It doesn't have the tank on it.
Oh, I've never seen one like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they mean by gravity feed. Jeannie says I have a reliable home iron. I had great customer service the one time I needed it. Yeah, well, hopefully, because this little sucker costs like $600. So, and that was the Black Friday sale because actually, if you
it's $800 if you buy a new one. So
yeah. So anyway, so now the guy that Walter takes the class from, he's going to have iron envy. Ours is bigger
because
than
he
his.
actually wanted to buy this model, but they didn't have it in stock. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking, Teresa. Sounds like an IV. Hang it up high. Yeah.
Or an enema bag or something.
Yeah. Okay. You had to go there, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, whatever.
It's an IV bag, yeah.
IV bag, yeah. So anyways, so far I'm kind of impressed with it. It is ugly. I mean, but I don't care. It's
industrial.
Yeah, it's industrial. But, I don't really care. I'm not using irons for their looks. I'm using them because they do the job they're supposed to do. So hopefully this will continue to do the job.
Yeah, I mean, if it gets really dirty or something, they can you can replace the shoe on it. So
a dirty shoe. Okay. Dirty shoe on your iron. Whatever. So what about...
We're buffering again.
Are we buffering? Okay, well, it's going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I've told everybody, just be prepared, people. Hang in there. For some reason, it wants to do that today, the buffering business. So what about what you've been working on your shirt? How far have you gotten on your shirt?
I've got one arm done. I got to do the other arm before tomorrow. Well, actually, I don't have to do it because we're just doing collar tomorrow, and then we'll be done.
Oh.
And then I have to put the buttons on, of course.
No. Okay, fine. And you don't have it here to show anybody.
No, I don't, because it's not really that new. I haven't progressed too fast. Once it's done, actually, I can start actually doing it now. It's done it enough that I can fit it and see, try and maybe adjust the pattern to fit Steve or something like that, and then make another one.
And when he says adjust the pattern to fit me, he means he has to slim it down.
Yeah.
You have to slim it down. I strongly suggest you go with that.
Yeah, well, it's not cheap, but what the hell?
What Laura says, yeah, well, it sounds like it's not cheap to quilt. No, it's not cheap to make clothes. It's not cheap to quilt, but it's a hobby. So, what's the price you pay on your mental sanity? Really, because that's what hobbies are all about, aren't they?
Yeah, quilting is actually probably one of the more expensive hobbies if you really think about it.
Yeah, true, and I've done them all.
I mean, you don't need an iron like what we've got. You can do with a cheap iron, I'm sure.
Yeah,
it's not a necessity type of thing. So.
Penny in for a pound. So, what have I been working on? Well, speaking of quilts, and we are buffering again. Let's hope this kicks in. There we go. Okay, we buffered a bit. So speaking of quilts, Marilyn says, think photography may be more expensive.
I don't know. if it's digital photography.
Yeah, I mean, at one time when
At one time,
if you were doing, because you used to do that back.
Oh,
when
yeah,
you were a
well,
kid.
many years ago when I was much younger, I did some photography and actually did my own color printing. And it was a little bit pricey to do that, the paper and the prints and color and chemicals. And in those days, well, that was when I was 20, so it's like 40 years ago. And the chemicals were expensive for color, and you had to use, once you mixed them up, you had to use them within a certain number of hours, and otherwise they would go bad. So
now I would imagine today, if somebody was trying to do old school photography, meaning non-digital, and they were trying to develop their own stuff, it would be really expensive, because that stuff now would be much harder to get.
I know Kodak still sells films, and some companies still sell films. I imagine they if you have old style film, I don't know if they still sell paper, photography, and chemicals. They must have some somewhere, but I imagine it would be pretty expensive right now.
Well, Marilyn's saying like buying lenses and tripods, etc. Yeah, that, even if you're doing digital.
Okay, even if you're doing digital, buying lenses and tripods, equipment's expensive.
Equipment's expensive. So
the glass and the materials are the things that are expensive. It's really the
keep talking.
It's really the what do you call it? The
I don't know.
Labor. It's labor intensive.
Okay, so maybe we should do charades. Wind blew in Chicago. Whatever. On that. Yeah, so it's very distracting watching that thing go to that buffer right now. Because now I'm sitting here on pins and needles waiting, okay, are we going to get cut off or not when this is going? So we'll talk faster. Yeah. So anyways, speaking of quilting, I finished my Lone Star, so I am going to show it to you here. I just have to call it up and switch over as soon as I get it up here. And I'm very happy with it, and here it is.
It looks very nice after you try and finally figured out what color border to use.
Yeah, this was the first quilt that I have ever had a problem picking a color for. I mean, I purposely did, this is made with jelly roll strips, but there are Y seams in it, a lot of Y seams. And I know before anybody says so, well, you can make a Lone Star without Y seams. There's patterns for it. Yes, I know that. That's very true. But the reason being is I want to learn how to do Y seams, and this was a class that I signed up for before COVID started, and of course it got put on hold until now. So I have my last class with it tomorrow, but I'm done. So I'm going to take it and gloat. I'm done, with all the ladies in the class. What I was having the trouble with, I altered the pattern in terms of what they said to do for borders. What they wanted you to do was to do a 5-inch. This is a 2.5-inch. This blue one that's here, that's blue, not black. But it's coming up on. It's a very dark blue. That was supposed to be in white, like here, 5 inches wide. And then you put on a border that they told you to make with the leftover pieces, but they were just, they were straight line. They weren't this. They weren't on a diagonal like I've done here. And basically I did these is because I had leftover strips from when I cut these. And I thought, well, why the heck not? Now, of course, that means that your corners aren't, they're not matched up. If I'd spent a little bit more time, I probably could have, but I wanted a scrappy look. So I'm not really concerned about it. But the problem I had was this big border on the outside. What color to use? If I used white, which I was going to do originally, I don't like white borders on quilts. For me, if your quilt gets handled a lot, then I think that the white border is going to get mucky looking over time. And so that's why I don't like white borders. So I tried a whole bunch of different colors, and I had Walter come down and look too at what I was picking. I picked some blues, I picked some purples, I had some orange. I didn't really have any real yellow in my stash because yellow is one color I don't use a lot of in quilts. Yellows and oranges I kind of stay away from. I don't hate them, I just don't use them that much. So I didn't have much of that in my stash. And we tried black, but it just made, I thought, if this had been black, you're going from dark blue to a black, and it's just making the quilt look darker and darker. And I wanted something to pop. But at the same time, I didn't want a color that was going to take away from, the main focus of this quilt, which is the centerpiece here. So we went hunting. We did find a black with a little gray in it that had a very light pattern at Ultimate Sewing. But when I brought it home and put it down, I went, no, not really happy. So we went to another quilt store that's north of us to take a look around, and walked in and I saw this yellow. Well, I could have got this at Ultimate Sewing, but at the time my mind wasn't really thinking about it. But I thought...
You weren't thinking in yellow then.
Well, I also took the quilt with me. When we went to that store. I didn't have it with me. I had a picture, but it's better to have the actual thing with you because you get a color shift in pictures. This is pretty true to what this quilt looks like, but in terms of color, but it's not exact. So I put that border on it. I threw it on Lucy. I did a pantograph, as you can see, and I picked a pattern that I thought would complement it. In terms of, these are a lot of straight lines, so a rule of thumb I've heard, you can do anything you want to do, but is to use a quilting pattern that has more curves in it instead of doing something that's more linear or square when you have a lot of straight lines in the actual body of the quilt. So I picked this one. It's one that I got last week on my Kawartha quilting store haul thing that I picked up, pantograph. Got that all done, and then I had enough backing fabric. The backing fabric, I didn't take a picture of the back of it, but it's Cafe Facet, and I made the binding out of that as well. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
This one's a keeper, but I will sell it for $1,000. And I'm serious. If you've got $1,000 and you want it, that doesn't include shipping. You'll have to pay that extra. So, sorry. But anyway, so... yeah, I was kind of happy with how that turned out, and I am going to gloat. I'm going to go take it to class on Tuesday, and I'm going to go, hi, girls. Now, there are 5 of us in the class. One hasn't shown up for the last 2 weeks. She's been sort of...
we don't have comments.
She's... uh-oh. Are we working? Can you guys hear us and see us? Just let us know if you can see us and hear us. Because we've lost our... well, no, we haven't lost our comments. You're an idiot.
Oh, okay. I'm not an idiot. You're an idiot.
You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, good. We're fine. Okay. This is becoming frustrating.
Oh, the hat lady has a reliable iron. But...
oh, Adrian. How long have you had yours, Adrian? Okay, thanks, guys. Yeah, it was just Walter. He's an idiot. He wasn't looking at the right screen.
No, you didn't have the right screen up.
Well, you don't know what screen to look at. No. You're looking at this one. No, you didn't see. Anyways. So I'm taking it to gloat. But one of the ladies, as I was saying, hasn't been there for the last 2 weeks. And the last class is this Tuesday. She's been not feeling well, I guess, or something. I'm not really sure. To be honest, I've been in other classes with her, and actually she's one of my ex-students from many years ago. And she's one of those kind of people who kind of,
She's had hers for 8 years.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay. So anyways, yeah, I don't know if she's going to show up. There's another lady there, an older lady. She's from Newfoundland, but she's lived in Ontario for a long time now. And she used to be a seamstress. That was her profession. And she sews really, really fast. And hers looks quite nice, what I've seen of it so far. One of the other ladies, hers is coming along nicely as well. But one lady, she's now started the 3rd time, I think, she's restarted this project. And we look like we were freezing there for a second. But anyway, so we'll see. We didn't have to have it done for next week, but I just wanted it done. So I'm going to gloat when I take it. So I've been working on another quilt as well, but this quilt's a little unusual because it's made up of what are called orphan blocks. Blocks you've made because you were testing out things or something like that, or it was the wrong color and you decided not to use it, or you'd made an extra one. And I've got bits and pieces of these laying around, little flying geese and things like that. So I'm just sewing them all together at random and see what I get. And I'm kind of liking what I've got here, and I'll show this to you. Yes, it's loud. It's very, very busy. And as I said, this is mindless sewing. I don't really think about a plan with this. You just put pieces together and sew them in. I'm not done yet. I don't know how big it's going to be. Right now, it's not huge. It's a good size throw. I could slap a couple of wide borders on it and call it a day. But I've still got more orphan blocks and things that I kind of want to work into this. So I just think it's kind of fun. Something a little different with it. So anyways, that's the project I've been working on. And I did some Black Friday shopping. I went to a quilt store online. That's one I've bought things from before, and they had a really good sale. And we did on So Chatty this week. We compared 6 different online quilt stores, 4 Canadian, 2 American ones, and looked to see whether you really were getting a bargain or not. I do feel that I got a bargain from this store, though. This is called Lindley General Store, and what they did was they had 4 sections of sale items. One, it started at 25% off, 20% off, 25% off, 35%. No, how'd that work?
I think it was 25, 35. No.
Well, anyways,
it was 4 sections.
And the top one was 40% off. But they also had fabrics that were already on sale, and they gave you the additional sale on it. So let's say you got something that had 10% off and it was in the 40% section. That meant you got a total of 50% off, which was pretty good. So I went scouring through their sections, and I have had this line of fabric before, but not in this color wave. So I bought 2 meters of each of these. One of them, actually, I made a mistake and only got 1 meter. I think it was this one. With it, I thought I'd put in, because they sell theirs by half meters, so you have to
put in 4
to get 2, and I think I only put in 2, and that got me 1. So on that one, and then this line here as well, I kind of like the gradient in it, and this is a batik. These are batiks, and they're by Banyan, which is a subsidiary of Northcott, and I love Northcott fabrics. And this is a Northcott fabric too, from the Stonehenge line. And I've had some of this before in other color waves. So I didn't do bad. It was free shipping. Because I was over, I think theirs is like, if it's over $100 or something like that, it's for Canada, it's free shipping. Well, in Ontario, actually. I think they specify for Ontario. So it came out to about $250 or something. But with the discounts that I got, I ended up being, before taxes, about $190, $180. I think I figured out I got about $68 off from the regular price these would be. So I didn't think that was too bad. I don't know what I'm going to do with these fabrics yet, but I never know what I'm doing with these fabrics. It's because they're pretty, and I like that. Get out of this. Go back. And where are we? Here we are. Ah, there we're back. Okay. So anyways, I thought I did okay on that as well. So what are people saying here? Study and work code, yes. Oh, M's here. Hi, M. 8 years. Okay, everybody can see it. It's almost Christmas. Calm down. Yeah, right. Um, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is kind of pretty, Billy. The colors. I mean, it's
What's funny is he bought all that stuff, and then later in the day, I went on the same site. I didn't find anything I liked.
Well, the funny thing was, I went on first thing on Thursday morning because I'm on their mailing list, and they sent me a thing saying, they were having the Black Friday sale, and they explained how their sale worked and everything like that, and they had a code that you had to use when you were checking out, and that would get you the discounts and everything. So I put everything in my basket. This is about 7 o'clock, 7:30 Thursday morning. So technically not Black Friday yet. I put it all in the basket, but they said it had already started. Went to checkout. The code came up as invalid. So I checked to see if I typed it in right, cap lock on or off, whatever, and all that kind of stuff. It still didn't work. Well, I didn't want to lose all that order. So they don't have a phone number. I couldn't find a phone number to give them a call, but they have an email address, and they are strictly an online store. They don't have a brick and mortar store. So I sent them an email and said, okay, I've got stuff in my cart and your code isn't working. And I didn't know how soon I'd hear back from them. Wow, I heard back within about 20 minutes or less. And they said, sorry about that. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. It should work now. And it did. So, anyways, yeah, I got it. And that was Thursday. It came Friday. They sent it by UPS and it was free shipping. So they're good. They're really good. That's Lindley General Store. So I think I'm reviewing it this tomorrow or Tuesday when I do this week's Idiot Quilter episode as well. No, I've already reviewed it one time in the past. Yeah. But there'll be a link for it. But just do a link. Now, I don't know what they're like for shipping stuff to the States or anything like that. I have no idea. But if you're Canadian, I would check them out. They have a really good selection. They sell other things, too, besides fabric. They sell soaps and jams and other things. They're a general store, but they're a general store online. They even sell crafting supplies as well. So, and prices seem pretty good, like their regular prices on things. So, anyways, that's Lindley General Store. I am not sponsored. We are not sponsored. We don't get any money from them. We just give them money from it all. Judy says, what is the purple cutting mat? That's the Martelli one, as Marilyn has already mentioned. It's yellow on one side, purple on the other. It's a huge mat. It's 60 by 36. Something like that. 36, I think. It's a great mat. I really love it.
It's really thick, right?
Yeah, it's really thick as well. The only thing is, if you order it from, if you're in the States, you won't have any problem with the shipping.
When Martelli, it's expensive.
It's expensive. It's that mat's over $200, American. So I'm not sure if it was over $200 American. It was over $200 for me to buy, and I bought it on sale. Mm-hmm. And then I had to pay shipping. And with Martelli, you're never sure if it's going to get across the border or not to us for Canada. So I've got something right now on order from Martelli, and there was already a screw up with UPS and the whole bit. So still sorting that out. Marilyn says, thickest mat that I've ever had. I don't have the large one. Yeah. Yes, it's self-healing, Laura. Yep. It's a great mat. A really great mat. And the reason they use those colors, on the one side, if you're using lighter colors, it shows up better. And if you're using darker colors, you can use the other side. I use the purple side all the time, but it has very clear markings on it, which is nice. So, yeah, it's worth the money, I think, if you can get one. Especially if you're American, you'll get it without any problems. And the other things that I've been working on are these. 3D printer, these are angels. But I think I showed you one of these last week, and it was really thin, the way it was. So I changed it. So this is really solid. It's actually heavy. Well, they take 23 hours to print each one. But I made 3 of them. And copper, gold, and white. Walter says they look like ice cream scoops. But I think they're kind of nice. So they're part of my angel collection this Christmas because I've made a lot of angels in 3D print, kind of a thing. So, speaking of Christmas decorations. So, has everybody got their Christmas decorations up? I know there's a lot of people that right after American Thanksgiving, they put up the decorations. I know some people start to decorate the 1st of November. My mother was like that. She'd start right about 1st of November and decorate every inch of her house. I haven't started our decorating. Walter got the outdoor stuff up. Do you have any more?
No, I don't have all the outdoor stuff. I just have the lights up at the front. Like I did put the wreaths up that I'm refurbishing. And I got to put the other small lights up yet.
Oh, well, you can't let the neighbors beat you.
Yeah, they already beat me.
Oh, this competition is on. There's actually a few houses on our street that really go all out. They've got those big inflatable things, you know, the big inflatable Santa and stuff like that, and other ones. There's one house a few doors up from us that on all the seasons, Easter, Halloween, Christmas, whatever, they decorate to the nines out on the front of their place. They have
that Martelli mat is a 180 479 on sale right now. It says 30 by 60. Is that
yeah,
right?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's regularly $230.
Yeah, American.
Interested. Yeah, American.
American. So yeah. Canadian, it means it's $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, so I guess tomorrow I'll go into the crawl space and start digging out the Christmas decorations, and I'm going to dig out all the ones Walter's been saying for years. We have to clean out that crawl space. Yes, we do. And we did have a major clean out not too long ago. And then
it's full again.
And then we put more stuff in. Well, you can move in there.
Yeah.
It's not, you have to be about 3 feet tall, though. That's the only problem in there. You come out doubled over like the Hunchback of Notre Dame when you're under there getting stuff. But I'm going to dig out all the old crappy decorations, everything that we haven't used for years, and we're going to have like a definite, like, okay, let's start getting rid of some old crap because it's just crap.
Yeah, it's stuff that's been in the crawl space since we moved in 26 years ago. So if we haven't used it recently, I don't think we need it.
I was talking Christmas decorations.
Okay.
I wasn't talking the other crap.
Oh, I'm talking some of the other crap that's in there.
Yeah, well, I'm not digging that out. Yeah, you can dig that out.
Yeah, okay, fine.
If you want. You can go for a treasure hunt. So anyways, yeah, I didn't used to... I used to decorate a lot. And then over the years, it got to the point where, you know, it was a pain in the ass kind of a thing. I hated doing the tree. I mean, I liked it when it was done, but it would take me forever to do it. And we had a big tree, and then we started going into smaller trees. And now we have a small little desktop tree or tabletop tree, you know, kind of a thing. But then I started making Christmas stuff. So now we have a lot of Christmas stuff.
Well, I was never real big on having a tree. You always decorated it.
I do all the decorating except for the outdoors. You do the outdoors, I do the indoors. So, yeah, tomorrow I'll start digging that stuff out, and it'll take me a couple of days to get it all up and where it's supposed to go. Laura says first weekend in December, the tree goes up and comes down January 1st. Actually, that's how I am. I usually don't decorate until December the 1st, but I'm ahead of schedule because I needed to clean house first. And I did that today. So, and now I can get on with the Christmas decorating. But yeah, come January the 1st, I'm taking it down. My mother didn't. My mother left it up. She says, well, you can't take it down until Epiphany, with Little Christmas. Well, that's the 6th of January. And then she said, and then she got leaving it up, and she'd take it down a little bit at a time, and her Christmas decorations would usually be all down by about the middle of February. So, oh, we're buffering again. Oh, there we go. So, yeah. Once I get into the mood of putting them up, I don't mind doing it, but yeah.
Yeah, when we had the cat, the first year we had the Christmas tree up, she got into it a the
the first year we had her and she saw the tree, she liked the balls. You couldn't put anything down on the lower branches because she'd knock them off, and you'd hear them in the middle of the night. You'd hear this thing rolling down the hallway because Cleo had...
and she never really climbed it, though.
No, she never tried to climb it. But Cleo never was a climber.
No, she wasn't.
She was like too much effort. It was her like,
yeah.
Could you just go up there for me? Yeah. But yeah, but that is a problem. Cats are... My parents had 2 cats, and my father had to actually harness the tree into the wall because one of them, Willie, he would climb it. He'd try to climb it. And he'd chew on all the gifts underneath it and start tearing the paper off those. And tinsel. Oh, they love the tinsel. Of course, it makes cleaning out their kitty litter at Christmas time really colorful. Oh, look at that. It comes already wrapped. I decorate about the 8th of December, Jeannie says, and take it down the 6th of January. Yeah. And then your house looks bare, doesn't it? After you've taken it all down. You kind of go, oh, well, this is kind of a letdown. Of course, you're finding tinsel all over your house for the next month, too. No matter how much you vacuum, there's always tinsel somewhere. Somewhere.
It's like confetti.
Yeah. But anyways, so... And I don't know, now that we have a new variant, the Omicron, it's looking like this may be a Christmas again where we're just going to do our own thing with just the 2 of us, because I don't know, I'm not feeling very comfortable, even though anybody we'd be having over, as in relatives, they're all double vaxxed, but this new variant, they're saying they don't know how effective the vaccine is on it.
Yeah, so, well, they didn't know that with the Delta either when it first came out.
No, that's true. So I don't know what to do. Andy says, my Siamese cat took a flying leap into my fake tree and brought it down. Next year I got a live spruce. Once he got a feel for the needles, it didn't happen again. Oh. Hey, well, maybe there's something there. Yeah, wrap a little barbed wire up your tree. That keeps them out of there. That's for sure. But we don't have that problem anymore. So anyway, so I guess everybody probably had a good American Thanksgiving. And of course, Black Friday, we've already had a fantastic deal on something for Black Friday. Because if you saw our So Chatty this week, we came to the conclusion that really
in our country,
Black Friday's not really worth it. It's, and I don't know if it's worth it anywhere anymore either. It's a lot of hype. But maybe some people found something of interest or got something at a good price.
Like I sort of said, if it happens to be something that you had your eye on for a while and then all of a sudden it got on sale for Black Friday, might have been worth that.
Yeah. But anyways, something we were going to talk about today that's come up. We have come to the conclusion that most Americans don't really understand foreign currency exchange rates. Because I hear a lot of people telling me that, you should go here and buy this or get that. It's a really good price. And it's like at an American online store, like I'm talking usually quilting stuff. And it seems like they don't understand what that means in Canadian dollars. So what we want you to understand is that you may have really good prices in the States, but when it translates into Canadian dollars...
And then sometimes with the shipping.
And then the shipping on top of that, and even on the rare occasion, we may have to pay duty on it, on top of it all. Something that was a good price for an American is not a good price for a Canadian. But having said that, Americans should be taking advantage buying like quilting supplies anyways from
a bunch of rolls of batting.
Yeah.
And they're 100, the ones that he bought were 120, they're, was it Hobbs?
Yeah, Hobbs
batting.
80 by 80-20, 120 inch width.
Wide.
A 30-yard roll.
Yeah. And you paid $259 Canadian for that, which works out to about $202 American.
Yeah.
For that same size roll. And somebody commented on your thing that they had purchased a 90-inch wide by 40-yard roll.
Yeah.
And for around $200, right?
Yeah.
And thought that was a great deal. So they didn't. I don't think they understood the fact that our dollars are different than your dollars.
Like we basically get 78 cents for every American dollar right now. It fluctuates every day, of course, the exchange rate, but it hovers in right now. It's been hovering around between what, about 76 and 78 cents.
Well, let me take a look on my exchange things.
So that's about what? That's 25%, almost 25% less. A little less than 25. More like about 23% difference on it. Walter's doing the math right now. But I mean, for Americans to buy Canadian stuff, your dollar goes a lot further. And if you get something on a good sale, and some Canadian places will do, if you buy over a certain amount, free shipping to the United States as well. So, shipping prices have gone sky high in the last 6 months. But
for every 78 cents for Canadian dollar. So
yeah, and that really adds up.
Yeah, so every time we buy something in the United States, we're always got the calculator out trying to figure out whether it's a deal.
Yeah, a deal or not. That's the thing. Yeah. But I've heard a lot of Americans have said to me on this, or I hear them make comments on YouTube channels and that about these great deals, and you should buy, this from this company. Well, it's a great deal if you're an American. It's not a great deal if you are from another country.
Yeah, like I've purchased fabric from Fabric, which is actually associated with Amazon, I believe. Or no, it's fabric.com. Sorry, fabric.com. Only because I've had I needed something that I couldn't really get anywhere else. So, and it sounded like a decent price for the fabric in American dollars, even if I translated it to Canadian dollars. But they charge me something like $20 American in shipping for anything that I buy. And on top of that, they when it comes across the border, because they use UPS, I have to pay duty on top of that as well. So what sounds like a really great price in the US, by the time it gets to me in Canada, it's really expensive.
Yeah. And I guess Americans just don't understand that at all. Funny thing is, I find that Americans, they're our closest neighbor in the whole bit, really don't get us completely. We know more about the Americans and their system and their economics than they do about ours. And that's probably because of the media, because it's so American controlled, the media. So we get lots more information about it.
There are some Canadians that do the same thing, because I was saying to Steve earlier or yesterday that there was a lady I work with. And the one thing that the Americans have that we don't have is you have a lot of selection.
Oh, yeah.
You have much more selection than what we have available in Canada. And what ends up happening is the lady that there's a lot of people in Canada, when the border is open, do something called cross-border shopping, because they'll go to the United States, sometimes find better deals, and sometimes they go for just the selection that we don't really have. So, but I remember a lady I used to work with, she'd go down. What's that?
I don't know. Just ignore it.
She'd go down to the United States and go to a mall, and she said, "Oh, I bought two skirts. They were buy one get one free, $40." And I said, "Oh, so I ain't food, everything else, and then all our purchases. It ended up costing more than if she bought the stuff here."
Okay, I'm watching that. That thing's buffering again. I don't know. It's doing weird things. But anyway, so I don't know how much that came through. I was watching it on here on the monitor, though, and what everybody else sees, and it seemed to be fine. So anyways, we struggle through. Yeah, so, that's the economics of it all. It would be great to be able to have the selection that the Americans have in their stores. And that's why Canadians used to, on Black Fridays, Black Friday is an American thing. And we said that in our on So Chatty too.
There was a point in time where a lot of people would go, well, when I talk, it does this. When a lot of people would go to the U.S. to shop for Black Friday sales because we didn't have them here. So.
Yeah. But anyways, so Marilyn says, I like to get my hands on some Liberty fabrics. There was and I can't remember the name of the store. It was an online store. It was a Canadian store, and they had Liberty fabrics.
Wasn't that Lindley? I think they had
Did Lindley have?
I think they had some, yeah.
There was another place, though, that I reviewed not too long ago, and I can't think of it, and they had a lot of Liberty fabrics.
It's the one that has the American motifs, right?
No. Liberty fabrics are British.
Oh, okay.
They come from the UK. Okay. Yeah, they're very expensive.
I got mixed up there.
Yeah, they're very expensive. I've never, ever had my hands on any Liberty fabrics, but people seem to feel that they're really good quality, but they are expensive. Fidel says, well, in Mexico, our stinking pesos are worse. We pay everything much more expensive than the U.S. Yeah, well, that's just the way things are, I guess. Can't do much about it. But the Americans also have 330 million plus people. We have 33 plus million, maybe 34 million now. So basically, Americans have 10 times more the buying power than we do in Canada. So yeah, that's why they have much more selection than we have in our country. Billy says, with hubby in hospital and COVID scare, online shopping is all I've done in 2 years. Well, you want to know something? I like online shopping. I hate Christmas shopping for a variety of reasons. One of them is I don't know what to get him at all. He's impossible to buy for because he poo-poos everything. You know, he's not even gracious. Okay, we're buffering again. Yeah, we're just sitting here floating around. Okay. This is becoming ridiculous. So I don't know. We may have to end this very soon. A little earlier today because this nothing is quite okay. We're back about that. All right. Sorry about the buffering. Now it's coming up with a new error. But anyways, well, I just hate Christmas shopping. I hate the crowds. I hate the lineups, all of that kind of stuff. So I really do prefer buying online. And I've been doing that before COVID. I can do it all online. And I certainly have been this year. So
yeah, actually, I'm having trouble doing even a speed test.
Cyber Monday must be.
Yeah. So what was I? I can't remember what I was thinking.
I don't know. This is very distracting watching this thing buffer. I don't know. You're talking about buying stuff online.
Yeah, buying stuff online. If you go to the store sometimes to buy something specific, it may not have it in stock on the shelf or something like that. At least if you buy something online, most of the time you get what you order. So
yeah. But anyways, Fidel says we should make the North American Union. We will all be strongest country in the world. Yeah, true. But it would still be American-centric. So I don't know. Sorry, I'm a Canadian. I'm kind of don't want to be an American. I'm Canadian. Nothing against my American friends on here or anything like that. That's just a general political statement. So, but we're not going to get into politics. So anyways, this thing has been buffering like crazy here. I don't know if you guys are seeing any of the effects of that or not, if we're jerky or whatnot. We're getting error messages coming up on YouTube about stuff. So I think we're going to cut off a little bit earlier today because of this. This is quite annoying. And if it's annoying for us, it must be annoying for you as well. But before we do, I just want to let you know that on Wednesday, it's December the 1st. So that's the first Wednesday of the month. And so that means it's time for Craft and Chat. So the show, the link to Craft and Chat is in all of last week's YouTube videos that I put up, and it will be in this one today, and it'll be in tomorrow's vlog and the Idiot Quilter on Tuesday. All are welcome to join in. There's the regulars, and anybody who sent me their email address for this, I will be sending you out the link, personalized link for it. But, well, it's the same link that's in the show notes. Okay, but if you're free and you want to spend a few hours from 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and work on whatever and have light conversation and everything like that, then please feel free to join in. You don't have to stay for the whole time, and you can arrive whenever it's convenient for you. So, anyways, that's what's coming up, and thanks for putting up with this one today. We haven't had one of these kind of ones doing this to us in a long time. So maybe it is everybody's getting out there and doing shopping online and causing it to go down. So have a good week, everybody. Hope to see some of you on Wednesday for Craft and Chat, and we'll see you next week. So say goodbye, Walter.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.